One of the things about the Insta360 Go 3 is that it doesn't have the ability to connect an external microphone. Anything you hear at this moment has been unedited. Nothing has been done to the sound in post. This is just the internal microphones on board the camera that are picking up all the audio around me. I will say that this is a vast improvement over the Go 2, but if you want to get better audio out of the Insta360 Go 3, you only have one option, and that is getting an external recorder and recording your voice to that, then syncing it to your footage, and you will have better audio. What if I was to tell you, I think I found a much better solution, and it sounds really, really good. Okay, so now I have edited the sound. This is the same setup. It's coming from the onboard mics. I simply have used AI in order to enhance this and denoise the surroundings. So I found a little website run by our friends at Adobe called Adobe Podcast Beta. This is simply an AI application that's hosted online. Google Adobe Podcast Beta, you'll find it, and you can upload either your footage or just the audio from your footage, and you can use AI to enhance it. Now they have two different levels, a free version and a paid version. Now the paid version is nice because you can actually select how much AI you want applied to your audio. Versus the free version, they're just going to put as much as they think it needs. I will say I'm using the free version. I have been using the free version on the last few videos I've done, and I think it sounds really, really good. So before we go any further, what I want to do is just show you my process on how I do this and how I get really good audio out of the Insta360 Go 3. All right, once you're in your editing software, this happens to be CapCut. What I like to do is export just the audio. So in CapCut's case, just go to File, Export, and make sure you check this off, which would be video exporting. Make sure that's off and just check Export Audio. Now, if you're in something like Adobe Premiere or Final Cut, I'm certain there is a way to export the audio. I know there is in Premiere. I've never used Final Cut, but in this step, you really only need to use the audio. And in my case, I like to use WAV over MP3, but both should be fine for the next step. Hit export, and that'll download that to wherever you have it assigned. In my case, it's to my desktop. Now we just need to head over to Adobe Podcast Beta. Once you get to Adobe Podcast Beta, you will see here Enhance Speech. Go ahead and click that. Now what we need to do is choose files on the right-hand side. I will go ahead and choose my download here. And this is going to take a minute. We'll wait, but it's going to go ahead. And because we're using the free version, Adobe's going to figure out what are the best things to do to this WAV file in order to make it sound the best with an emphasis on voice. All right, now that's done, you can hit free. So now I have edited the sound and you can listen to what it sounds like with the AI applied. Go ahead and hit download. This is going to download to your downloads folder. Now we're going to head back over to CapCut. Now we are going to import our new WAV file into CapCut. So I'll go ahead and do that really quickly. And then just drag it down to your timeline and make sure it lines up. I like to zoom in here and take a look at the waves. That looks pretty close. I'll leave both on and you may not be able to hear this, but so now I'm just listening for any type of echo there. And once I'm happy with it, I'm going to look and see that my lips are lining up with what's being said via the enhanced track. Edited the sound. This is the same setup. It's okay, so that looks good to me. So the thing you need to do, at least in CapCut and in other platforms, is just make sure this top track here with the embedded audio is muted. And you can do that by clicking the little mute button on the left-hand side of CapCut. Or what you could do is you could highlight all these, go up to audio, and drag the volume all the way down, which I've done as well. Now you're ready to export. Simply go to File, Export. Make sure you're clicking video. I actually click Export Audio off for this, and then just export it, and it will go through, and you'll have an enhanced version with really good voice. So while I don't think this can take the place yet of manually doing it if you know what you're doing, so for all of you audio engineers out there, they are gonna make it sound much better. But it's good enough for YouTube in my opinion. And it definitely reduces the amount of time that you have to put in post-production when you go into tweaking things with your microphones or coming straight out of the camera. So one of the good things with this method is it can be used on anything, whether this be the Insta360 Go 3 or some of your other older action cameras, or even running some of your footage that you might record on an external microphone through Adobe Podcast Beta, just to see if it sounds any better. You guys let me know what you think, but for me, I think it's something that I'll use as a tool with all of my videos, just to save time, and to be frank, I'm not an audio engineer, and it does a much better job than I could ever do. Well, I hope you found something valuable in this video. Please like and subscribe. I'm Hill Phantom, and I'll see you next time.